Welcome in, welcome home. Episode, are we
10.
episode 10? Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, episode 10, Below the Rim podcast. It's your boy, Jordan.
The other guy, Jamal.
Avery
Ryan.
And yo, we are hopping right into it. What are you guys talking about? Avery, Ryan, you guys were talking about some important stuff regarding one of the players. And
the only reason I thought about it was from the other night's pod when fucking Andrew brought up Alabama being his top pick for
No, that was me.
March Madness. Oh, that was you that said Alabama was your top pick for March Madness? Yeah, I thought about it afterwards that I was like, I don't know why we didn't talk about it, but it was Brandon Miller. That's their
Brandon Miller. They have
their star pick.
They got a couple good guys on that team. I
Yeah,
I took them to go all the way this year. I think if they can overcome that, they're still playing great despite the gun charge. I mean, for those that don't know, essentially there's a guy on the team. I believe his name was Darius Miles, and him and one of his friends were involved in a drive-by.
No relation to the other Darius Miles, by the way.
That's good point. The Darius Miles of the Cavs and the Blazers, I believe, of old. But
yeah,
apparently Darius Miles had texted Brandon Miller to bring him his gun. And it was the same weapon used in the shooting death of Jamea Harris, RIP Jamea Harris. But This is something that the coach has since downplayed, saying something along the lines of, can't be responsible for kids outside of basketball. He said something, just some outlandish comments, but then he doubled down on him again. So to see that they're still the number one seed, they're still playing great basketball, and they have a really easy side of the bracket too.
Yeah. Okay. They're talking about that kid being either the third overall pick for the draft or even today they're saying he might be the second overall pick. And
behind Wembanyama. How do you say his name?
Wembanyama, then Scoot Henderson's young.
Yeah,
Wembanyama.
That's who right now most people have projected as the number 2 is Scoot, and then after they have the kid off Alabama. And my thought was like, if you're an NBA team, do you really want to get involved with this shit? Like, do you really want to have to deal with a kid that like might have some crazy ass fucking gun? Like, I realize it doesn't seem like he was a part of the situation, but I looked it up when I was in Jamaica. This when I first heard about it. I looked it up like a little bit more, and it's not like it's his first time involved in some shit. So like,
it's not, and his car was at the scene blocking off like the other car from escaping. He wasn't present at the scene, but he brought the gun to Darius Miles. His car was there blocking, like pretty much creating a barricade. His name is sprinkled all over this.
It doesn't look good.
It just looks, everywhere you turn, it looks worse and worse. The only thing that he has going for him is that he wasn't there, and his coach does have his back.
That's crazy, and that's why the coach allowed him to be frisked. That's the player that did the frisking during the warm up, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Cocky. I just
wow.
It's so disrespectful,
Wow.
It's fucked up that a girl died in this, and it's like he's making a joke about it. That's what I thought was fucked. So I was like, why is this like not more talked about?
Yeah. It's the loss of life. It's tragic, and his name's sprinkled all over it. I mean, he's innocent until proven guilty. He hasn't been indicted or anything, but you feel for it. You feel for the family involved.
Of course.
So if you're a team, do you deal with it, or do you move along?
Well, I mean, I think even like John Morant, they're saying that he is entering counseling in Florida.
Yeah.
So I think Memphis Grizzlies are, hopping on top, getting on top, nipping this thing in the bud right away. And then also the NBA doesn't want any bad press or anything like that. We have this, I think someone said it on the last episode, John Morant is like the next face of the NBA, and
him and
have
Luka,
that
for sure.
Yeah. Luka and Kyrie are out tonight in Dallas.
Right now they're playing Memphis 91, Dallas 75. They're 10 minutes in the fourth.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're kicking their ass without him.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
To be fair, there's no Luka and no Kyrie though. I think, right? Too.
Yeah. Marcus Smart got fined. Everyone, are you happy with these fines that are going on right now?
Marcus Smart got fined for? What did he get fined for?
Yeah, what happened with him?
He had an altercation with the Hawks. There was like a I guess he got into it with them or something like that. Yeah, him and Trae Young got into it.
Well,
you gotta wonder.
Fine was
Hold on, let me check. Fine has been 25,000.
Okay.
25.
Yeah, 25,000.
Do you know which athlete in NFL has been fined the most?
In the
Mm.
Oh,
NFL,
sorry, basketball.
I'm pretty sure all time
Wallace?
it's probably either
Cheat.
this just a guess. All time, I bet you it's either like
Rasheed Wallace.
Rasheed or Rodman for all time.
Rodman's another one.
Yeah,
Ron
but to be
Artest.
fair, I'm pretty sure they changed the amount that they could find. So like the number is probably askew. Like AI is probably way up there. Because at one point he was getting fined every day for fucking the dress code nonsense.
Right.
Jordan was getting fined a decent amount when he first
And then
came
like
in.
Meta World Peace and Steven Jackson, they're
I just Googled it. Would you believe Karl Malone
That makes sense.
most technical fouls?
okay.
Most,
yeah.
Who has the record for most fines though?
232. Most fines? Hold on.
Most fun. Yeah.
Most
And I
fines.
really thought Rasheed Wallace would have had more text than Karl Malone. They used to
They
talk
were-
about that Rasheed was like the king of tech.
I think that like back in the day, it was like Lambeer, these bruisers, man. You know, Moses Malone was another one. You know, and even Dwight Howard, more modern player that was just Bynum kind of banged in. You know, was in the paint and you know did work in the post and stuff like that. And I feel like
Dwight
now
is the guy who started fucking every time he would go to the rim, he would just yell out every single time. Dwight's who started that shit.
and then the game.
Yeah.
Right. The game went like stretch 4. Everyone's shooting threes now. Joel Embiid is like, you know, that's the new game. So I think it's moving along. I don't know, man. It's crazy though.
Barkley's up there too.
Yeah, Barkley's another bruiser.
Yeah.
Barkley's another bruiser. Absolutely. What else do we got?
Okay, seeing how we're on the topic, give me your top 5 fours.
Ooh, okay. Top 5. Now stretch 4. Top
No,
5 stretch 4.
Like classic power forward has to be considered at least played power forward around 50% of their career. I realize nowadays the center and the power forward is kind of askew and it doesn't really matter.
So like the real power forward, like back in the day.
People consider Giannis a power forward, so you could throw Giannis in your top 5 if you want. I'm cool with it.
Giannis, but
I don't even consider Giannis a forward.
Neither do I.
But
Neither do
most
I.
people have him as a 4, and if you actually look, that's usually what he plays. So it's
I
fair.
know Rasheed Wallace and Tim Duncan are definitely in my top 5. So I don't know what order they're in, but I know they're definitely in my top 5. But KG is in there. You guys forget about KG.
Can't forget KG.
And he was the first to do like 4. He was like a 3-4. I'm going back in the day. Like these are the dudes I remember.
Was Ben Wallace a 4 or 5?
I was thinking Ben Wallace, but he was a 5. He was a 5. I was thinking
Undersized
Ben.
5.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
He doesn't have the skill to play a 4. He's a 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
If me and Ben Wallace played a 1-on-1,
Pau
I'd fuck his
Gasol.
shit up, okay?
Pau Gasol is number 4
Oh, yeah.
because he wasn't he wasn't a 5. No, go ahead. What?
No, I'm not giving you guys my top 5.
And then 5,
Barkley's a 4.
Barkley's a 4. Yeah,
Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk's also
Dirk
a 4.
Nowitzki's 5. There you go. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
I'm
Ryan,
going
who you're going third? Okay, Ryan, who's your top 4?
I like I think you got to go Karl Malone number 1 just because the points record. I'll give it to him. Longevity.
The mailman, man.
Yeah, mailman. Sure as the mail is going to show up, he's going to deliver. So then you got Dirk at 2 for me, above KG. Or I'm sorry. Timmy D 2, Dirk 3,
You just took my list. No, you got Karl Malone on yours. So
and then you got oh man, you know what? I'm gonna go Chuck at 3. Charles Barkley number 3, number 4 Dirk, and then number 5 I am going with gotta be KG.
Okay, that's hilarious. I actually have like almost the same exact list, except I have Tim Duncan number 1, Karl Malone number 2, Dirk number 3, Chuck number 4, and KG number 5.
wow.
Not
Like
bad.
I debate on KG and Chuck all the time, but like you could give KG the nod with the win, like he has a championship. But I feel like if you look at their numbers, KG has a quicker drop off than Chuck did. KG also played a little bit longer, and you could probably say is the better defensive player. Like that's the argument with him and Dirk. KG's the better defensive player, but to me, Dirk is a better offensive player and a better all-around player.
So you don't even like Rasheed Wallace? Isn't even in? He's not up there.
No, Rasheed's not making my top 5.
Okay,
Rasheed's
Jamal.
not making my
He's
top
honorable
5.
mention. I'll
He's
throw
an
him up
honorable
there,
mention. So is
mention.
Pal.
Exactly.
So is Pal.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know
Chris Webber's another one.
Yeah, Chris Webber gets no
Exactly.
love all the time.
Hey,
Damn it!
Let me give you my 5. Let me give you my 5. So
I'm
in my
excited for this.
loose 5, Amari Stoudemire, I put him as my power forward.
Okay. Wow.
He was a problem when he was okay. And then at 4, I'm putting Dirk. At 3, I'm putting KG. At 2, I'm putting Chris Webber. And number 1, Karl Malone.
Wow.
You always have to throw in a couple of left wings.
I have to.
I love it. Keeps us on our toes. That's a good list.
Alvin
I like
Williams
that.
made top 5 point guards.
Yeah.
Like, no one mentioned Webber. Like,
No, Weber was a really good point
No,
guard.
Webber's
man.
a beast.
and then playoff. Like, how many playoffs has Sacramento been in? You know?
Yeah, no, they were the only team that didn't win a championship that had like almost like a dynasty team, man.
Yeah, they didn't have that one person to like
Bring them over that. Yeah,
This
take
year,
them over that hump.
They're going to
Yeah,
make the playoffs, and I'm pretty sure the last time they made the playoffs, Chris Webber was on the team.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. It was like, I think they have the longest streak out of anyone. It's been, I think, 16 years since they made the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't remember him going with Boogie. I always remember him like right around, but never making it with Boogie.
Yeah, no, Boogie put up big stats, but it never actually contributed to anything. And now fucking Boogie's out of the league because no one gives him goddamn love. Piss me off.
yeah. 2005, 2006.
So is that right? With Chris Webber was on the team?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
So.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense because 03 they would have had Chris Webber and like Doug Christie, Mike Bibby, fucking Stojakovic, Gerald Wallace. Their team was lit then.
Oh,
Gerald Wallace. That's
holy! But I mean, I wouldn't put in my top 5.
Turkoglu was on that team even.
So real quick, I wanna Avery, because your reaction was golden. I'm gonna give you another take from my dad directly. That's my dad's dad. Okay. He says Kawhi Leonard, when he played with the Raptors, they had to nurse him along before he broke down before the playoffs. And when he was with the Raptors, only played 25 games and they won 25 games and the Raptors won 20 without him. So he's saying that Kawhi, he assisted in the ring, but it wasn't all Kawhi Leonard. That's what his take was.
I don't know if I agree
with that in any capacity, but he does have a point that they did win without him as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the next year they still went back to I think the second round.
The next year Kawhi was gone. Kawhi was only there for a year.
No, I'm saying, but the Raptors, the team itself went to the second round.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I can't really remember. I think you're right. They either were out in the first or I made a bet that year, the next year, that they wouldn't make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that was anticlimactic. You did not go against the take.
No, I am going against the take. I do think that your dad is wrong on that. That I think that Kawhi was a major part of that win. Agreed.
But you got to remember Kyle Lowry.
Pissed me off when they won because realistically, everyone had Golden State, and then it was like, oh yeah, their whole team's fucking injured. So clearly, Toronto's gonna win. They should have won. If they didn't win, people would have been bashing Kawhi for years, right?
Yeah. I think that's a fair take. I'm with you because the Cavs played Toronto, or the Cavs played Golden State. And they were injured, so it's like Golden State should have won those years. And then the final year that they weren't hurt, KD was on Golden State. So it's one of those things that I was thrilled to see Toronto get it done. It wasn't a little. I'm not going to call anybody's championship candy ass. It was because they did take down the Warriors, but to your point, they were banged up.
Yeah. All right. So
it wasn't
an exciting win. I got to put in my 2 piece. When I played on the high school team, I was the top scorer. When I played in league, I didn't get PT time. What if I was a player on any team that wasn't getting paid that wasn't getting PT, but had the potential of being the next LeBron. I think it's more in the sense like maybe we should stop giving all the money and endorsements to just one player. Like, you know, like you will play better if you started seeing money incentives. But I mean,
know, but look at the contracts.
I know. Don't get me wrong.
If you're saying that LeBron is the only one getting money, look at Harrison Barnes' fucking contract. Harrison Barnes, I'm pretty sure, has like a $91 million contract, and most people don't even know who the fuck Harrison Barnes is if you're not even like a casual fan. If you haven't been watching since when Golden State was good, you wouldn't know who Harrison Barnes was.
Even like Mike Conley Jr., he's been in the league under the radar, getting money, getting bank, getting these endorsements.
Crazy contracts all around.
Are they only publicizing certain athletes?
Yeah, because it's better for the big conglomerates
getting like on TV time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 100%. People talk about it in the media all the time. Like the top teams you hear about in the media are the Lakers, Golden State, the Clippers, New York. It's like high market places because the media knows that they have a big population in those places and people are interested in those teams. Right. Milwaukee gets no press, but they've been destroying the league for the last like 5 years now almost, and they still get no press. That's like kind of the issue that LeBron had when he was in Cleveland. Like LeBron gets press, but Cleveland doesn't.
Yeah.
Like it's where you are. It matters. It matters if you're in a high market situation.
So is that why Kawhi left Toronto?
No, I think Kawhi left Toronto because he was only in a situation where he needed a team to fill his spot for a year. When he went to Toronto, I remember having the argument with all my buddies that he was only going to be there for a year until a team had enough money to get to him that actually has a chance to make it like a place that he wants to be. Like, no offense to Toronto. I like being in Toronto, but I'm also from Northern Ontario. Like, Toronto is south to me, so it's cool. If you're from fucking Florida, if you're from LA, Toronto's not a sell. Like, you don't want to be in the cold. You don't want to be losing money with taxes even. You get double taxed. So, like, it's a hard sell. Unless their team is really fucking good, which they were those couple years. They were making the playoffs every single year. They just couldn't get over the hump. Then Kawhi was like, maybe I could get them over the hump and then be in a place for a year, make some money, and then go to LA. It hasn't worked out in LA, but who knows? Maybe the fucking resting will work out this year. I don't fucking know.
Well, he has he's the load management is working and he gets the lifestyle in LA, and I think that's what he wanted. But to go back to what you guys were saying about, you know, how Cleveland was doing it, Ryan, when Jamal was saying that certain players, you know, like he was saying, like in high school, he was the star player. He got, what was it? The highest points he scored was like what you had like a 40, 50 point game or something like that. And like same thing with me, you know, I had so much confidence. Like,
Jamal, I'm excited.
With like
below the pod, fucking below the rim pod, fucking game going.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I played with Corey Josephs and his dad, DJ and DeVoe Joseph. Shout outs to them. You know, they're Corey's still in the league doing his thing. So, but playing with him, playing with them, they made it so easy for me and my game. And it complemented my game that, you know, I just played. I was like, I knew my role. And when you know your role on a team and a good team, I feel like great results are bound to happen. Ryan, why do you think that is? Why do you think and we've seen it with the Lakers so many times, or like the San Antonio Spurs or the Golden State Warriors with Andrew Wiggins, why certain players, when they go to a team, you know,
they fit that role so well. And I think that's because, and to your point, the Lakers, Trevor Reese is the first one that comes to mind. You know, he's asked not of the world, but just to do a job that he knows he can do. And if he can go a little extra and hit a couple more threes or make an assist or two, he's going to seem like an all-star because he's only being asked, you know, maybe to get, here's a letter grade, maybe to get a B on the test. Trevor Reese, if you can deliver a B performance every single day, we're going to be fantastic.
It's funny how many guys played that role for the Lakers during that whole time. Like there was Trevor Reese, Matt Barnes, Ron Artest.
They just cycle them.
Yeah, there was so many guys that played that like
Caruso
role. Yeah, like guys that were just
Robert Ory.
Robert
Ory was another
just meant to like
power
help out Shaq
Lamar
and Kobe
Odom?
enough.
Like Lamar Odom?
Lamar's a pimp. Lamar's a pimp.
He was, but that's
minus
exactly
his crackhead days. Lamar's a pimp.
Yeah, I've heard a crazy story or two about him. I think that everybody can just look up. What's the name of that house where he got found?
in Las Vegas.
Yeah, you know what? Just look up.
What was the name of it? What was
It
the
was
name
like
of
the
it?
Bunny Ranch or something like that.
So was it that? And what's crazy is that
This
he
recent?
said that he woke up
Oh,
and
okay.
and they drugged him and stuff like that. I think he was saying that on the Shay podcast, and Vlad, that he woke up and he was like, "Yo," he said he wasn't even. He just woke up anyway.
If
You know,
this is
so
during the
Has anyone
Chloe,
been
if
drugged
this is
before?
during the Chloe years, I don't believe shit. Okay, fucking
Right.
during that whole time, Lamar Odom was saying the craziest nonsense. Went to Dallas for like a half a year and then got booted out of the league. It was the saddest shit to see. Okay,
I remember
Well,
that.
let's
I remember
take a
that.
look at the record. Every NBA player that talked to a Kardashian, what happened after?
Yeah, most of them have. It's a very clear curse. James Harden's like one of the only people that I could think of
Because
that really and Book.
Well, they
And
said that he
Buck.
got out of there, right? That's what they said.
Well, Book was dating fucking Jenner for how long? Like, I bet you
Yep.
like a couple years. And
Can't win a championship with a Kardashian attached to you. I mean, you could play well, but I think Book's really the only example of that. Chris
That's
Humphries
crazy.
is the perfect example where that guy.
y'all hating on the Kardashians, man. Yo,
No,
they
I
are
love them. Like
big
Tyler,
business.
He talked to one, and then after that, like, you know, but let's stay focused.
If you're dating a Kardashian, you are not focused on basketball. That's what I have to
I
say.
could assure
100%.
you, if I'm dating a
100%.
Kardashian, my focuses are askew, okay? Any girl that I date fucks up my shit all the time.
you
If
be
I'm dating a
dating if you're in the
Kardashian, you kidding me?
Should you be dating if you're in the NBA? Like, do
Should
you
you-
think a player's performance would be better or hindered? It's just an
Wait,
opinion.
if you were just straight up not dating at all?
Hey, let's say
That's
like
part of
in
the
your
whole
NBA
thing.
contract, no dating, no relationships.
It would never
do you think
happen.
players would play better?
What do you want to have another Magic Johnson situation happen? Like,
that I don't think that would ever happen, because you can't.
They
First
just
of all, you
got a
can't.
little testosterone, man.
Yeah, especially because they're playing sports all the time. I want to take a quick commercial break. This has been the Below the Rim podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the notification button. We'll be right back, and we're gonna get into some NFL. Big signings going on. Last episode, you were saying, Ryan, you wanted to see the free agency stuff that was going on, all the tracking and all this high money contracts and negotiations. Garoppolo signed with the Raiders, man. That's pretty.
That
That's
was a
pretty
big signing.
big. That's
He
pretty. And then
reunites with McDaniels was the coach when he had his come up in New England. So I'm excited to see them reconnect.
is that guy Italian? Garoppolo sounds like it could be Italian.
might be Italian.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's an Italian guy. He's
Nice.
Avery, if you got a girl, hide your girl from Jimmy Garoppolo. That's what they say. He's been known to take porn stars out on dates out in LA.
Can you tell the story? Is that a perfect?
Okay. All right. So you talked about, I call them corn stars because I don't want to put that word in my head. But yeah, I used to tweet a lot of stars on Twitter back in the day. But we went out to the restaurant 2 nights ago.
We're at shout outs to Joffrey's in Malibu, Pacific Coast Highway.
There you go. And then while we're sitting down, like, you know, this lady stands up, she has her hood on, and as she's turning like this, I'm turning like that. We make eye contact. I kid you not, my number one favorite porn star was in that restaurant. Her first name is Emily, her last name is Willis. And then on the corner, and then, you know, I'm like, you know what? Let me be professional. Let me just go say hi. And I went around the corner
chick
just to,
looks like.
find her, and I
Looking
couldn't
it up.
find. Yeah, but I think it was for the best because, you know, I don't want.
So you can find damn.
Wait, you didn't even go and say anything?
I can't find her.
Ah,
When we first got up, I'm like, I was starstruck. Come on.
Yeah,
Like,
he wouldn't shut up about it. He was like, "Yo, it was crazy." But what was dope? It was
you knew you had.
go.
well, yeah, she's pretty solid.
You know, I had a lot of memories with her.
So the restaurant was dope because it was like a night where it was like torrential rain in Malibu, and like people are speeding. So we're at the Joffrey's was really fun. But yo, Sam Darnold signed with the Garoppolo's team, the 49ers. So he signed with the 49ers on I think it was a one year deal. Yeah.
Garoppolo he got like 3
No. Sam Darnold got a 1 year
Darnold, yeah.
deal. Yeah.
One great signing for them.
Is
Do
Garoppolo's new is what you guys were saying?
No. Garoppolo's been in the league. He's been in the league.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been in the league for
And
a
he's
while.
quarterback?
Yeah, he's damn good. He was on New England, and then he was back up to Tom Brady, and then they traded him to.
Okay.
Yeah. Ryan, do you have any updates on Aaron Donald, your homeboy?
Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he's
oh my God, not Aaron Donald. Sorry, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
I was watching Aaron Donald, his combine, I was watching his combine video just a couple of days ago. So that's why Aaron Donald. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, my bad.
Aaron Donald, beast. Want to make that known. Big Aaron Donald. This podcast supports Aaron Donald. He's an animal. Vouch for everybody here. But Aaron Rodgers, I mean, I didn't see him today when I was going to Best Bagels. Didn't see him on my walk back from the train. But I got to look out for him. I know he's coming. He's going to be here in the city pretty soon, Jordan. It's just a matter of time.
You think it's happening?
He met with the Packers ownership, right? And they didn't give him a timetable, but if you meet with ownership and the deal's there and time keeps passing and passing and passing, there's a reason why you haven't accepted that deal yet. He's out there. I think he's ready to make that step. And just knowing Aaron Rodgers, and I think he's cut out for the New York media. You know, he's an old savvy vet. He's not afraid to tell it how it is. So I know it's only a matter of time until this, Jordan. You know. Do
you think Antonio Brown is going to be in the NFL again?
I'd love to see him. He still has a couple. I know he still has wheels. He still can play. He can fly. He can catch. He's just crazy, man.
Was Antonio Brown the one that fucking like beast moded on his girl?
He's done a lot of stuff.
He's done a lot of, yeah.
Was he the one that was in the elevator tape?
He was in, I don't know about that one.
That was Ray Rice.
Ray Rice? Okay. That video was
he was in Dubai, and he was in the pool in Dubai or something. You know, I remember that one. Yeah.
That video was fucked.
I think that's crazy, and why the NFL has so many of those like domestic violence things is because it's just such a violent game. These guys their heads are hitting like, and it's, you know, they got to take the thing to you know, hype them up, and it's and you know, it's shit. I don't know. It's just it just sucks, man.
Antonio Brown took one too many Vontaze Burfict shots to the head. If you guys know who Vontaze Burfict is, he's one of the meanest linebackers to ever play. He's probably up there in terms of NFL for most amount of money suspended by illegal hits on the field. I guarantee he's up there.
What's an illegal hit though?
Like you spear somebody with your head. Like say they're looking to catch the ball and you just
what they did in The Faculty.
Like just the helmet?
Yeah, you can't leave with the helmet. And if you look up, I could send you a montage. You could even probably pull up a clip. All you got to type in Vontaze Burfict, Antonio Brown. There's like 4 or 5.
It's funny that's actually like, I didn't know if that was a rule or not, because in the Super Bowl, I actually thought there was a hit that it was like helmet to helmet, and I was like, man, that seems fucked up. Like there's no way both those guys weren't feeling that shit directly after. And then I rewinded to see if it was helmet to helmet, because my buddies were all like, no, I'm pretty sure that's an illegal play. And I was like, man, I'm telling you, it was like helmet to helmet. So I rewinded, and yeah, for sure, it definitely was. And like there was no call or anything. So I wonder how often like that type of shit happens. My gym coach in high school in grade 9 used to fucking bug me to try out for the football team all the time. And I was like, there's no chance. I'm good. I'm not fucking up my ankles worse than I do in basketball.
There's that scene in Any Given Sunday where they're in the scrum and then the guy's eye ends up, you know, popping out. Yeah. So it gets pretty crazy.
I think they know how to hit you and like, you know, impact. Roger, our cousin, he used to wrestle, like Olympic style wrestling, and he used to show me a trick. He would grow his stubble, and then when he's clenched with someone, he would
rub it on people,
on this, and it would irritate them.
Yeah,
this is a nasty playing that wrestling. That's what they do,
man. Right? It's so fucking funny. When we were watching the UFC, we were talking about that like, because this dude had a beard and he was like rubbing it on the guy, basically like on his face.
On your toes. So while you're on the fence, they'll stomp on your toes.
Yeah. So fucking, we were saying that's like, there's no way that's not like a thing that you wouldn't get like a beard rash from it. And it was like, could you imagine like being somewhere with your shirt off and you're like around your boys and there's like a rash on your back and your buddy's like, yo man, what's that rash? There's no way you're telling your buddy that it's beard rash. Just got beard rash all over your back. You're not telling your friends that.
I think that's perfect, Avery. You just brought us into the next segment, man. MMA, bro.
MMA.
So Jamal, what's this fight you were telling me about? Before we got on, Ryan, we were talking about it a little bit. Yeah.
So I'm gonna break it down. If you're familiar with boxing, it's there's so many classes, so many different leagues. But there is another one. They have an influencer boxing league. So this isn't updated because obviously Jake Paul lost the match. KSI is still number 1 and so forth. If you look, there's Logan Paul, and I believe Salt Poppy is not on there. There he is. There's Salt Poppy with a 2-0.
Logan Paul hasn't won a fight?
He has not won a fight yet.
Really?
Wow.
Okay, so here is what they're introducing. KSI is going to team up with Floyd Mayweather. Pacquiao is going to team up with Salt Poppy for a 2-on-2 boxing competition.
Wow, that's incredible.
I don't know what the rules are. Oh, they did this before. So basically 2 people fight and then they can tag in anybody at any time.
I don't know if I really want to see that. Like,
I think that's incredible.
The Mayweather.
Let's go.
I don't know. Did you guys remember the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight?
Like, they had like 2 fights, didn't they?
I just remember it was long,
One
right?
exhibition. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was a couple years back now. I remember it was at my first apartment, and fucking, I was actually going for Pacquiao at the time, and just because he's, to me, the more exciting fighter. And if you rewatch the fight, I stand by this opinion that I said it on the one pod, and Andrew was like, "That's bullshit. There's no way that's true." But I said that Pacquiao is the aggressor the entire fight, and Mayweather basically played the Mayweather type shit. And at the time, media really wanted Mayweather to win the fight. It was an exhibition anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay. And it was Mayweather's promotion, I'm pretty sure, right?
I'm going to agree with you because I watched every single Mayweather fight. I've never seen him the aggressor. When he was in his amateur role, he was more of an aggressor. It's like when he started making the money, he already knew he was more talented and he knew it was a points game. So it's just like, why go all out when I'm already killing you on the score sheet? Yeah. He's a very technical fighter, but that's what I hate. Like, I just want to see his killer instinct, you know?
Yeah, like if you watch even Muhammad Ali clips from back in the day, he kind of fights the same way. He plays like the rope-a-dope game the entire time. So he'll let them go at them like all fucking day, just waste their time, and then eventually go in for something. Mayweather kind of did the same shit, except would just let them go in and then just pick a spot. So it's kind of the same thing.
Because I know when Muhammad Ali was doing it, this was like fresh in that decade, right?
Yeah.
My question is, do you personally like those flamboyant boxers, or do you like the ones like George Foreman or your Riddick Bowe, like just boom, boom? No, like, you know,
I personally knockout punches.
Riddick Bowe was the best heavyweight ever. He had an undefeated record until he lost, but he was very underrated. Anyways, and
I think it's a great take.
I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of boxing, but mainly when I watch fights or even UFC, I'm not a fucking, I wouldn't consider myself an expert on either sports, but all I really want to see is someone get knocked the fuck out.
Okay,
so you like absolutely.
That's me too. I think the boxing purists, they love Floyd, and they can understand it.
Yeah, which is fair.
But I guess my question is, what's the strategy 2v2? Like is this tag team? Like how does this work? Is it 4 people in the ring at once?
Here's what I think was Pacquiao.
Yeah, he said tag team.
Are gonna fight as the promo, like, you know, get everyone hyped up. They tag in KSI and Poppy because they actually want to see them fight, and that's gonna be the actual fight. I think those two are going to duke it out, and then Pacquiao and Mayweather are going to give them their break. And then they're just going to, like, you know. But I think Mayweather's going to try and sneak in, you know, like a little on Pacquiao.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, is there any type of WWE to it where, like, you can tag somebody in, but, like, you can kind of do,
stay
like,
in for a little bit?
Yeah, you know, like, is there because I think to see, like, a 2-on-1 situation or, like, a 2v2, like,
I'd watch that.
Yeah, that's
they might be on Mayweather, and then
Mayweather getting. Yeah, I want to see somebody just stick one to Mayweather. He's just too good to not get punched in the face too hard.
Shane Mosley.
Well, Logan Paul kind of did that in Miami when they had that little face-to-face kind of when he took the hat from him.
Also, Adrian Bonner. He's a horrible boxer. I don't personally like him. He's thinking of coming back into the boxing league as well, and that's not going to get too much exposure.
You asked last pod where sports is going. I think this is where it's going. It's like now they're going to find ways to make the sport more entertaining, more engaging with social media, tag team boxing, and so the money's more, the payout is more, the gambling is more.
Like we're talking boxing still, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you think?
But this goes everywhere too.
Do you think the whole YouTube shit is good for boxing and MMA even?
It's because like if you look at professional boxing, a lot of people be like, "Oh, I would like to box, but I would never be a professional." Now that you have YouTube boxing, everyone's getting this mentality like, I can do it. So it's like one of those endless revolving doors until people get tired of the sport.
I have a Muay Thai fight from Thailand actually.
Oh wow!
I got the win. Watch. I'll even grab my medal. Hold up.
Here we go. And Avery, by the way, Avery, you have to do an impersonation next, buddy. Yeah.
Here we go.
If he freezes now, we know why he freezes.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. So while we're waiting for Avery, I got some cool random questions. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you have to put it on.
Yeah. Take a bite. Is that thing chocolate? Let me see.
And then you got to put it on. So do you have the shorts and everything?
No, I actually asked to keep the shorts. They wouldn't let me. But yeah, okay. So I'll be honest. This is by no means a professional fight at all. I was real drunk at a bar in Thailand that you could watch people do these Muay Thai fights. This guy actually convinced me to come. He wanted to he was like, man, you got to see this bar. It's sick. You just watch people fight. I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. We go there. And apparently tourists could actually pay to fight. And when we were going there, the guy was telling me, he's like, yo, man, we should do a fight with each other. And I was like, man, I'm not fighting you. That's the worst idea ever. And then when we got there, I just got so drunk and into the whole event that I was like, yo, man, I think we should do a fight. And he was like, actually? I was like, yeah, man, I think it would be fun. So we played it out that we were like, it's a 3-round thing. And then we're like, the first 2 rounds, we'll just kind of fuck around, not try and kill each other. So we make the 3 rounds at least. And then the 3rd round, we'll give each other a nod and then be like, okay, let's go. And fucking, honestly, it wasn't I wouldn't say that I for sure won the fight, but it's mainly whoever cheered higher.
Got it. Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
So
There you go.
I got at the end, I got a louder cheer. But to be fair, I did go around the entire bar beforehand and be like, yo, man, I'm going to do a Muay Thai fight. You better fucking cheer.
Cheer for me. Cheer for me, please.
So I slightly cheated.
You got the
I don't know what you call cheating. So
You got to campaign a little bit when you're in that game, man. You got to campaign a little bit.
I did do it, though. It was a good story to have.
That takes some cojones, man.
Yeah, no, I was really fucking drunk and it was 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So
I think that fighting is a cool ass sport, and I do like that guys like Logan Paul, guys like his brother Jake Paul, they're giving people opportunities to find different avenues and streams of income, different revenues. And listen, if they want to entertain and power to them. I don't care. I feel like at the end of the day, if sports is synonymous with entertainment and all these things, then giving them the platform is great. But the way they try to take the platform, if they mess up, it's like they start treating them like they are these godlike figures. And, so I don't know. It kind of goes back to what I was saying with where sports is going. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's just growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And
that's a good point, because the sports is evolving and we don't know where sports is going to evolve, because my brain is thinking sports are going to evolve instead of a 3-pointer, they might come up with a 4-pointer.
I really hope that doesn't happen. I'll be pissed.
No, but
it might. That's a good idea.
I'll be pissed.
That's me thinking one-dimensional. I'm not thinking what if the betting aspect changes and that influences the players because now they start betting on themselves. And I didn't think about that aspect. So the game sports are going to evolve in so many directions. It's going to be hard for us to be I'm a one sport diehard fan. I could think it's somehow going to connect to everything.
And this is to kind of piggyback off what you're saying, and I'll give this to the panel. Ryan, you may know more so about it, but Avery might chime in because he's obviously, a walking encyclopedia. Why does merging sports why is that becoming the thing to do? So for example, Chris Rock got how much, Jamal? $40 million for his stand-up Netflix special. So it was almost like a heavyweight bout the way he was going at, Will, so it was like so the YouTuber is now becoming the boxer. The comedian is now, this head to head, the rapper is now doing the versus battle. So it's like they're merging this stuff. It's a circle.
And I think it's becoming a very competitive and also very violent. Cause but
we like some of that,
versus thing and all that stuff, but it's just like they played every angle before, like I mentioned before, like they did the whole clean resume thing, and it's just like now we're doing a different angle. Right. Let's show that these boxers are now YouTubers and the YouTubers are now boxers, and everything is just all like everyone's doing everything now. Everyone's just trying to get paid. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. It's the platform that these people have. And from Jake Paul and Logan Paul especially, there are so many people that used to comment, hey, man, I could totally kick this guy's ass. I'll beat this dude's ass. And they go, well, what if I fight another YouTuber? And then I think it just builds from there where these platforms sell no matter what. And I think it's like that, whether it's good or not for boxing, the sport, it is more entertaining, I guess, to a casual fan to see, oh shit, I'd love to see Logan Paul get his ass kicked.
Gaming,
I would love to see
do you guys play games? Do you think gaming, Jamal, you were saying that as well. Do you think gaming is gonna do you think that's gonna be like a professional X Games type of sport, like rollerblading?
It already is, skateboarding. To go back on the boxing shit on everything, I think that the only knock that I have, it clearly money-wise, it helps with all of them. Like, that's why you're right, Jamal, that they're all jumping on them like a payday. And that's fair. If you haven't gotten paid, getting your face punched in for how long, might as well get paid. That's cool. I'm not knocking those guys. But, like, my only knock is when people talk about Jake Paul more than they're talking about professional boxers. And, like, it doesn't make the sport seem good. Legit, like, if there was a bigger thing going on right now than the NBA with basketball that was like some random YouTube fucking league dude, and they actually talked about this guy like he was talented enough to do shit, it would make the NBA look really amateur.
It's almost kind of, sorry to cut you off, it's almost like how the movies in Hollywood remaking everything. It's like this, they're doing the same thing in boxing and MMA, not the purists, as Ryan was talking about. It's like they know what it is, but everything else, it's like a quick buck. They want to, let's capitalize on this as much as possible.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it makes this. It kills the integrity of the sport a little, which is not the best for.
Okay, so maybe our generation was more of the integral sports, and then the younger generation growing up now, maybe that's what they're used to. Like, like they just want to see the entertainment. Yeah. Are you not entertained?
That's exactly it. I think Twitch is so big amongst the younger generations where they'd rather be entertained by somebody who's really good at the video game that they like, and oh shoot, they're a really normal person. They're fun to hang out with as well. So I can see Twitch taking off. I can see esports becoming a thing, and you're seeing guys. I mean, to play video games to get paid $30,000 to $50,000 is every little boy's dream.
Yeah, so man, I wish that I tried to do that when I was younger. That would have been so lit.
Quick story time.
We were a little too early or late for that.
Me and Jamal, we grew up in the West End, Rexdale. Shoutouts to Rexdale, and before we moved to Scarborough, and there was this movie we watched as kids called Brink. Shoutouts to Brink, and it was a pro skater. This teen guy was a pro skater, and he was trying to get on the commercial big sponsor team. Anyways, at my mom's house, my grandma and them, we got a big backyard, so we set up these.
Brink.
Yeah, Brink. Yeah. You saw this movie, Brian?
Your mic.
Oh, my bad.
Show the pic again.
As soon as you put that photo, the memories came flooding back.
You seen it?
Yeah, I think I might have actually.
Come on, anybody,
dude. Yeah. So we set up. We had our grandfather. We had this, and he made me like a tree house, a clubhouse, and all that stuff. So we had these leftover metal boards, and we put them up on the back steps, and so it went all the way up. I was bitch made at the time, so I did maybe half, but Jamal's crazy ass went all the way up. And so we had a whole little skate park in the back. So It was dope, man, how inspiring these movies were, these sports movies back in the day were, man. So I don't even know how I got into that, but, you know, it's just going into like the X Games and the, you know, pro sports and all those things. It's pretty
Luck
pretty
of the
cool.
Irish. You remember that old Disney movie, Luck of the Irish?
Luck of the
basketball war?
Irish. Were they betting the dude from Home Alone? Where they're betting. Yeah. Luck of the Irish, man.
Yeah,
it's the dude from Home Alone.
He gets kidnapped?
Yes, yeah. They take to win the bet. Yeah, to win the bet. And it's Damon Wayans, right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know if it's Damon Wayans actually.
Is this it?
Yep, that's the one right there.
Okay, no,
yeah.
I'm thinking
Oh
of a
no!
completely different
Oh,
movie.
okay. No, we're talking about that. I was
I'm
talking
thinking-
about the betting movie with Damon Wayans, where they kidnap him. Dan Aykroyd.
Right.
They kidnapped Michael Rappaport, I'm pretty sure is who it is.
Yeah, so they can make the bet and
They can win the bet. So that's
think
a
it's
classic
Michael
one you're talking about, right? I never saw that one. I think I saw that one. I vaguely remember it. That's crazy.
You said Disney movies, and I was like, man, I can't bring up Luck of the Irish without seeing Brink.
Jamal, final thoughts.
Me first? No.
Jamal,
Avery,
final
you're-
thoughts. Jamal, final thoughts.
What about Avery's impersonation?
No. Here's my
Thoughts are, I'm going to stick with the Alabama theme with March Madness. I think when a team goes through so much and you know, there's loss of life, and the team can kind of put that aside and still rally to get a number one seed, I think that it's a special team. Alabama can score. Alabama has a great, nice, easy road to at least the Final Four. Now it remains on Nate Oates. I mean, he's kind of said some questionable stuff. Can he back it up and actually prove that he's the good coach? And I'm excited to see it. So final thoughts are with March Madness right around the corner. If you are a male out there watching this and you're looking for a vasectomy, what better time of the year to schedule it?
I thought I was watching a commercial.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
I'm telling you, best time of the year. I don't know the statistics, but I'm imagine. I guarantee vasectomies spike in March.
100%.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Avery, 60 seconds, man. Final thoughts.
60 seconds. Okay. My 60 seconds would be Kendrick Perkins' take on the whole nonsense going on with him and JJ Redick saying that the MVP race has been racist is slightly ridiculous to me. I think that this coming from a white guy, this doesn't sound all that great also. Just going to throw that out there. But JJ Redick's also white, so whatever. But I think that Kendrick he's right. He's trying to start a whole narrative on a situation that isn't true. If he would have said before the 90s when Magic was winning, it's very clear that you didn't have to be a top 5, even top 10 scorer to be an MVP. And then all of a sudden Dirk and Steve Nash win. And now he's talking about a race factor, which the Steve Nash 06 MVP is questionable, but you could say Derrick Rose's MVP is fucking questionable. So it's bullshit.
That's a good one. Time.
He deserves it. But other than that, that's my whole take.
Phenomenal.
Oh wait, one more. Hickory dickory dock. I had some chick sucking on my cock. there's my fucking impression.
That's nice. That's nice.
It's got like 5 subscribers just now, just because of that.
There we go.
There you
That was
go.
great, dude. I'm sorry he had to cut you off because you were rolling, man.
Yeah.
That's why I had to do the 60 seconds.
No,
'cause,
no.
like,
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
So
I
wait,
like
real
it.
quick, I got a question, Avy. There is, I mean, Kendrick Perkins isn't the most articulate man. I do love Kendrick Perkins, former Cav, but the only time that there has been a 3-time MVP back to back was Larry Bird, and then it's looking like it's going to be Jokic again, and he is white. So I'm with you. I don't think that race has a thing to do with it, but I don't think that the argument is just so far fetched. I think, you know, it is a little more coincidental, but for them to get as heated as they did, I think is why this has been such a big talking point.
Yeah.
Which leads to my 60 seconds. Go. Genuinely, I saw that argument that JJ Redick and Kendrick Perkins had, and I thought that it got so heated. It obviously got personal, and I just feel like when we analyze sports so much, everything is a historical monument, like it's momentous. It's the first player in history to do this in 45 years, to do the triple, like, and it's like everyone is so focused on it and they want the information all the time. And if someone doesn't get it right, they're wrong. And, you know, or it's who's right and whose opinion's the best. And it's like, yo, just chill. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be so like, yo, if we disagree, we're going to get into the, you know, celebrity boxing match. It's like, I mean, if you want to do that, again, make your money, but it's like, it's everything is, as Jamal was saying, so violent. And, you know, I think it's good where you can, you know, have the fun, respect the game, but still kind of just chill out on the violence.
Yo, I just want to say too, this is the first time that I haven't froze the entire episode.
Jinx it, why not? Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's pretty insane.
I noticed it, that's why I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, Jamal, 60 seconds, my man.
60 seconds. My final thoughts. I'm just grateful for this trip. I'm grateful for this podcast. Just seeing the growth of the podcast and just putting it out there after episode 12, that's season 1. So we almost have season 1 officially filmed. Anybody watching this, if you've ever thought about putting together a podcast or anything, being in your head isn't going to get the podcast done. Get out of your head and just do it. Not Nike, like just do it, but just do it.
This has been Below the Rim podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the notification button. This has been fun, fellas, as always. I am Jordan Johnson-Hines.
I am Jamal.
Ryan Poyle.
Avery Ryan. Just do it.
And what we gonna do, fellas?
Flush that shit.
The electric one today.
I like this one.